The second question I have today is, what does the Bible say about tattoos? Well, there's really two passages in particular that I'd like to read. And both of them are out of the Old Testament law, Leviticus. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 28 says, you will not make cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print marks on you. So Leviticus 19:28 says, don't cut your flesh, and don't make marks on you. Leviticus, and so basically there's, so let's talk about the context. Why was that law given? All right. Now that particular passage was given in the context of Baal worship that was taking place by the pagan nations that surrounded the nation of Israel. So one of the things that Baal worshipers would do is that they would cut their flesh, they would tattoo their bodies as a means of worshiping Baal. And so Leviticus 19 says, don't cut your flesh, don't tattoo your bodies, because you're not to be like the pagan nations around you. In other words, you don't have to do that to worship God. Don't cut your flesh, don't tattoo your body. That's what the pagans did. God doesn't want you to do that. Now, we know that, and furthermore, the Bible tells us in the New Testament that our bodies are a temple of the Holy Spirit. Okay? So, I don't have any tattoo or markings on my body, besides a few scars I've gotten from being a knucklehead. Now, by the grace of God, I don't, because I can't wonder why I didn't when I was an unbeliever, but I didn't. And I have no desire to get one now that I'm a believer. I have no desire to tattoo my body. I think I'm not going to counsel someone else to go tattoo their body. If somebody came to me and they said, do you think I should get a tattoo? I would say probably not. I've told my kids they're not to have tattoos. Kids do what kids do sometimes, though. If you're a teenager and you're thinking about a tattoo, I would say don't do it, especially as a teenager. Now, the question is it a sin? Is it a sin to tattoo your body? Well, a lot of people will say they get tattoos to remind them to focus on God or to be a witness to other people, like a Jesus tattoo or whatever it may be. I would say, well, we're supposed to do that with our mouths. We're supposed to be a witness with our mouths. We're supposed to proclaim the gospel with our mouths. And we are to be a witness by how we live our lives, okay? I'm not trying to judge anybody who has tattoos. Again, I think I was faithful to that text in Leviticus where it says don't cut, don't get a tattoo. But yet that was in the context of worshiping a false god. I know a lot of people today, they get tattoos not in the sense that they're worshiping a false god. It's just that they love the art. And so, I don't think it's a sin to get a tattoo, okay? Unless it's ungodly, unless the motivation of your heart is prideful, unless the motivation of your heart is self-mutilation, or the purpose of it is to worship yourself or to worship some false god, then of course it would be wrong. But other people get tattoos just for the art of it. And, I think that would be between them and God. I'm just telling you what my counsel would be. And so, if you don't have one and you're thinking about it, I would say, what's the point? There's really no point in getting one. All right. So I hope that answers your question. I believe it does. And I thank you for sending it in.